Hi, and hello. Welcome. This is my new show. It's called Alec. Alec Goes Places. And today in this episode, it's I goes to New Zealand. New Zealand.
New Zealand, it's all for you. New Zealand, it's all I do.
New Zealand is uh, it's a country in it's a country in the uh, South Pacific Ocean, and the country's made. It's mostly islands, and you have the North Island and the South Island. It Cool because the island has the land in the middle, and the water is on the outsides of it. It's a cool island. For this trip, I was only on the South Island. So, well, let's learn some facts about New Zealand. There's 5 million Kiwis. And 68,000 Kiwis, and an unknown number of Kiwis in New Zealand. I tried counting. The store this one had at least 10. The main thing they grow is wool, or sheep and wool. About 25 sheep in New Zealand, misread that. 25 million sheep. And here's some of those. It has a mountain, that lake, that forest, and a beach. The New Zealand has things. There's things in New Zealand for other countries don't have what they have, like this waterfall and bug. There's really cool art and mystical creatures. So I see all that and rented for a van to sleep in, and also to drive around, so I did that for 3 weeks, and let's look at some of the places that I goed in New Zealand. First, I started in Christchurch and went to pick up my van. So first, let's take a look at, this is the van. And so first we'll take a look at, this is the van. So let's open everything up. Whoops. Okay, there we go. We'll go inside. So this is the back with the benches, storage this is foods, and this one here, fridge. That's a microwave. More storage. Like this. Loud. That's the sink. These are the switches for the power. Close. And bedding storage. This one's another switch. This is, oh, I don't know. That's the toilet. You don't use that. This is the driver's side. Normal stuff. Like, this is how the gas opens. So there's the van, and so I hope you enjoy. And now it's time to hit the road. Outside Mount Cook. I'm above the Mueller Hut down the hill. As you can see, it's a little bit cloudy today, so you can't see the mountains in the background, but I did draw a quick picture here. I had a pen. This is a Bic pen, so I drew a picture of what it would look like me on the mountain, and you can get an idea. That one's me. So you can get an idea of what it would look like if I were to climb the mountain, because that's something I could have done. It's not. I could do that. So. People always ask me, hey Alec, how do you sleep at night? And so, well, I'll show you how in here. My next stop was in Queenstown. Queenstown's kind of outdoors paradise with the lake and the mountains. There's all sorts of fun and dangerous activities to do. Kinds of things where you sign a waiver, sign your life away. And I didn't do all of those things there, but not this one. But I did do some of them, and I was kind of looking forward to signing my life away with my trusty Bic pen. But with technology nowadays, it was all digital. So I kind of created my own this waiver and signed it so I could have that feeling of signing my life away with my Bic pen, and it was just so easy and breezy. I mean, oh, look how smooth that is. So let's just do a new segment, random driving thoughts. I was thinking that I would want to try and open a restaurant here where I'd sell bagels and donuts and a certain fruit-flavored O-shaped cereal. And I call it Lord of the Rings restaurant. Because of the movie. Which, oh, yeah, okay, let's do some fun film facts. So, New Zealand has a bunch of these, the markers around the country for all there's the famous movies and they were filmed here. And so go ahead and go, get your pens and get ready to take notes on some fun film or movie trivia. So here we're at the film location for is a famous movie that was a classic tale of fighting and greed and the wilderness, and it's called The Lord of the Flies. So this is the location where they filmed that movie. There's a trilogy, or it was starting as a trilogy about an unlikely hero who has to go on he has to travel and defeat the dark force that's trying to take over the land and everything. It has like a team of ragtag people that are frustrating sometimes and endearing. You just can't help but love them. And so they travel, and the hero destroys. He has to defeat the evil force, and he does. And we learn the twist was that Darth Vader was Luke's dad the whole time, and it's just wow. This is where they filmed one of those movies, where the Ring Lords or something. I didn't watch them, but the story goes there's Bobo. He hobbles a lot, and he has to go steal the rings, a bunch of rings back from the bad guys who want to destroy. And so the bad guys are Mr. Sorry Man and the Sour One. And so they travel, Bobo and I think Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs travel through the center of the earth, or the middle of the earth, and have to get those rings back. And they do. And then they all live happily ever after in the spire, the top of probably a building or something up there. I think it was a parody of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit movies, those ones were also filmed here. Speaking of Lord of the Rings, let's go down the Hobbit hole. So I didn't go to the North Island, and that's where the Shire or the Hobbit, where the hobbits live, but I did find this Hobbit hole for myself. So good segments, but let's get back to the regularly scheduled. Alec goes places. New Zealand was forged by fire and ice, glaciers and volcanoes, and is visibly apparent in the geography of my next stop, Milford Sound in the Fiordland National Park. Millennia of miles-thick ice carved deep, complex histories into the rock to create vast valleys in the barren landscape. It was sunny for a little bit, so I saw some cool sights, but then it started raining a lot. So as the saying goes, I put some lemons into lemonade and took the chance to start a trip diary. Much like as the glaciers carved out deep, complex valleys in the barren landscape, big pens allow you to carve out deep, complex stories between the lines of a blank page. And with the effortless glide of the Neverbleed semi-gel ink, Bic ballpoint pens are a must-have for any dreamer who likes to, or just can, write. The diamond-milled ballpoint never clogs. The form-fitting polymer grip guarantees hours of cramp-free inspiration. And the retractable spring-loaded mechanism is flawless. Bic pens. Write first time, every time.
Hot, hot, hike.
So there's all sorts of huts around New Zealand where you can camp in them, and they're different sizes and different color. Like this one's a different color, and so you hike to them, and you can camp in them. And you go inside, and there's like kitchen area and bunks for to sleep in, like right there. So let's take a look at one of them.
As you can see, we're at this backcountry hut. We're at the edge of the Tasman Glacier, and below as Mount Cook. This hut is called the Ball Hut, B-A-L-L. Take a look at it. It's red. It's got that point on the top there. Kind of looks like a barn, like a stable or something for horses, or a chicken coop or pig pen. I guess you could call it a human pen. It's the ballpoint pen for humans. Ballpoint pen, like the big pen. I know I've heard a lot of people call mountains big icy cones. That's B-I-C, Bic, ballpoint pen. It's kind of blowing my mind right now. A lot of people call things like this coincidences, but I don't know. I think this is proof that you can't trust what the man tells you. You gotta do your own research. And wake up, sheeple. Oh, sheep. New Zealand. There's a ton of sheep here. Right? It's bigger, deeper than I thought. Wow. Okay, well, we'll take a look. All right, here we are. This is the Ball Hut. They've got a sign-in book here. Oh, look at that. It's a Bic neon green lightning pen. These were only made in like the early 2000s, and I'm surprised to have these out here. Wow, what a find. So I'll sign in on the book. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's the book. Okay, and let's see what else we have here in the hut. You got a couple of bunk beds and a counter with some candles. And there we are.
As my trip neared its end, my next and second to last stop was Abel Tasman National Park on the north part of the South Island. Here, a jungle paradise and an emerald sea sandwiched this narrow strip of breathtaking golden sand coastline. And I spent there's 3 days spent backpacking to the campsites and huts that were dotted along the trail along the beach and just taking it all in. But I apologize. Unfortunately, I didn't get any photos or videos of this portion of the trip. That's all just stock footage. But instead, I got, I think, something far better. For those 3 days, I was entirely consumed by writing in my diary with my Bic pens. Days on end, I filled my notebook with stories and sketches and poems, all inspired by my travels, just pouring my heart out onto the page. Stories flowed through my arm and out the tip of the Bic pen almost as if it had a mind of its own. I just couldn't help it, and there was no way to resist. My big pen was just too perfect of an instrument for me to let it sit idly by. It yearned to be wielded. It beckoned to me, calling me to unleash its power. It deserved and received every ounce of my attention and energy. I was entirely dedicated to making sure it achieved its full potential. I surrendered myself to its power. In this penultimate stop of my journey, this ultimate pen reached its destination. My heart. So my final stop was in Picton, or as I like to call it, Bicton, because they had a really cool store there where I stopped and got some souvenirs, really quality pens, big pens to bring back to family and friends at home. And so then I stopped and hopped on the ferry, which took me to Wellington on the North Island. It was a good change of scenery to refresh my mind and get me back on, normal ground and just a different island, different mindset. Or I guess that means I did stop at the North Island. So before I lied, I guess. Oh well. Ington.
All right. So, well, that's the end of my trip. I'm back at. This is home where I live, and I just want to say thank you to everybody that supported me on all the stages of my journey, this trip. It means a lot, and ask everybody to please like and subscribe to this video, on the video, so that way I can keep my promise for always making ad-free and videos that are free of sponsors and things like that. I like to keep it raw and real. Like I know you want that too. And so that's all. So say it with me. Cheers. Or that's in New Zealand. They say cheers as well. That's it. Okay. Bye. Or oh wait. Behold the New Zealand seagull. New Zealand's known for a lot of its birds, mostly the flightless ones, the kiwi. Not kiwi. That's the New Zealand seagull. It flies. It's a little known fact that this particular species of bird, of seagull, is it's the only species in the whole world that doesn't have anything special or unique about it. Just a bird. We'll take a look. Wow, wow.
That was the couch.